Hey, here we go again there, Joyce.
Here we
Good to
are.
see you again.
It's so nice to see you. It's nice to see our guests.
And John Cadillac Seville
Talk about it.
from iHeartRadio. And just appreciate you guys tuning in to What's Good with John and Joyce. And it's a real special day today. It's just so much fun. I mean, I wish you could hear some of the conversations we had off air. Then again, maybe not. Who knows? What's Good with John and Joyce is sponsored by WoodWinds Wedding and Special Events Venue in Branford, Connecticut, and Silvio's award-winning Italian sauces, which you can buy anytime online at silviosauces.com. That's silviosauces.com. We'd like to thank our sponsor, New England Collision. From the time they pick up the phone and receive your initial call until the time they deliver your repaired vehicle back to you, your satisfaction and safety is their number one priority. New England Collision, and they were established back in 1996. So relax. It was just an accident. Go to necollision.com. But I'd like to introduce our two esteemed guests here. Don has been part of the Connecticut Theater. Don Rondini, right, Don? We talked about your kids, how amazing they are as well. But Don has been part of the Connecticut theater scene for over 30 years, performing with groups across the state in numerous Neil Simon productions, including Barefoot in the Park. Just saw the original a couple nights ago with Robert Redford and Jane Fonda. It was so good. Love when they go up the stairs and they're out of breath, you know.
Yeah.
Biloxi Blues, Last of the Red Hot Lovers, Prisoner of 2nd Avenue. He later joined Aspen Dreams Productions, where he was cast as Father O'Flasky in their comedy wedding show For Better or For Worse, a role he played for 10 years. And for the past decade, he's taken center stage as Uncle Franco, a role he calls the highlight of his career.
Absolutely.
Don, welcome.
Thank you.
Yes.
And right to your right-hand side, we have Christopher Bethune. Hey, Chris, good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you as well.
And Christopher, assistant director at ADP, a professional model he is as well, with a master's degree, has worked on stage and film in both Connecticut and New York at ADP. Now, that's an acronym for...
For Aspen.
Aspen Dreams Productions.
Just wanted to make sure that we all knew that too, folks. It was for the audience edification, not mine. Just wanted to get that clarified, right? But ADP, he was honing his craft as the director of original plays, using theater as a way to challenge participants and help them grow stronger. Now, his distinctive style and uncompromising approach has earned him the admiration and respect of everyone at ADP, where his charisma, and he's got charisma on overload, continues to inspire. Don, Christopher, welcome to What's Good with John and Joyce, available on all streaming platforms. Now I can throw this away.
Thank you.
Happy to be here.
I'm going to have to pay whoever did that bio for me.
Oh, that was good. You wrote that, didn't you?
Secrets.
I had the pleasure to see so many shows.
Yes.
And did you direct
Yes.
like all the ones that I saw it at WoodWinds in Branford?
So I did direct the one at the WoodWinds in Branford. Janice she's the creator of Aspen Dreams Productions, and we're really under her umbrella. So
Janice Louise Lucas.
yeah, Louise.
And what a resume.
She's amazing.
Her, too. She's amazing.
Yeah, she's really amazing.
She has a wonderful eye for talent.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Well, yeah.
Wonderful.
yeah, she does.
No question.
Yes,
with this
she
guy,
does.
You know?
Hey, it ain't bragging if it's fat. Right?
I like that.
I just want to slip in a little story about Janice, because in 2006, Twilight movies, Twilight books were very, very big. That whole vampire series. And I called her and I said, we're going to do this event here. By any chance, can you have a couple of actors to play Bella and Edward and do some scenes throughout it? And she came down and she looked at the place and she read the books. So there were 2 out. She said, let me read them. Let me get a feel for this. And boy, did she pull that off. It was spectacular.
Not easy either. Not easy.
No, that wasn't easy, but it was great. But I want to talk about you, Don. When did you first fall in love with acting? Didn't you know?
Well, I got involved because of my nephew, Philip Vitro. He was always involved in acting since he was in middle school. And he got to the point where he was directing plays for different theater groups around the state. And he used to see how dangerous I was at family gatherings with a microphone in my hand. And he'd say, Uncle Don, you got to try this. You got to try this. I don't know. I had too much time. So anyway, he was directing The Mystery of Edwin Drood in Clinton. And somebody backed out with like 3 weeks before the play, and it was only 6 lines. So I said, okay, I'll do it. Well, in the next 3 years, I did 9 plays. In the next 5 years, I did 12 plays. Wow. I really got the bug, but I didn't start till I was 49.
Yeah.
That's 3 years ago.
Almost.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, talking to you off camera too. I mean, you just really have a great personality. You really have a command of the room, and you come in and
he does.
I both of you, just the way you communicate.
John, wait till you see him because I know you're going to go to the Halloween show.
I am. I can't
WoodWinds.
wait at WoodWinds. And by the way,
it's gonna be
WoodWinds is
phenomenal.
a sponsor of What's Good with John and Joyce. Thank you, Tony.
Yes.
Yes, and this is the first time they're doing a Halloween show there, so we'll have all that information, on there. But when Don is in character, I, number one, feel like I have to kiss the ring. And I'm not kidding. I get a little scared, too. I do. Because you are in character.
Yes.
And you know that,
It's always fun to play the bad guy.
Yeah. Every actor relishes that, don't they?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
They really do.
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to give us a little hint of your character at all? I mean, obviously you're not in costume per se, but like vocal theatrics?
Well, Chris here, he wasn't too smart. When his first IQ test come back negative, his parents knew they had a problem. But he's trying hard to improve himself. He just completed a very difficult jigsaw puzzle. Only took him 3 days.
Yeah.
The box said 2 to 3 years.
Yeah. I got it.
Oh, man, that's great.
The other half of that joke I can't tell on TV.
Oh, okay. At least not in this podcast, right? Because we don't do any editing here. This is warts and all, folks.
And everything is what's good. What's good. We talk about that. Right. So, Christopher, I don't think I read in the bio. I know you did modeling, and directing, acting.
So I do. I've been acting for over 10 years. I've always desired to share with the world some of my gifts. And just being under ADP, I got a chance to do that. Especially when we talk about, the show coming up on Halloween, the interactive immersive dinner theater show, to where we're always in character. So one thing that I really love is just being able to be Uncle Frankel's bodyguard. So my character is Mo the Muscle.
Mo the Muscle.
So he's all muscle, no brain. So it's a fun opportunity. But I just love acting, and I feel as if we're put on this earth for a short period of time. And while we're here, we have gifts that we could share with everyone, So that's just what drew me into acting.
I just love that. We talk about that all the time, don't we? Just to go out there and bless people.
I love to make people laugh.
Yeah. Especially in this world nowadays.
I live for that.
Yeah, exactly.
So much negativity, so much divisiveness.
I agree.
Get people to escape for a while, like with what's happening at WoodWinds on Halloween night. Yeah. And the thing is, you say interactive. So we're sitting there in the audience enjoying this. What are we going to expect there?
Well,
the unexpected.
Yeah. Good answer. Good answer.
This show is based somewhat on the opening of my nightclub, My Way. That's why when we come with a DJ and there's dancing and singing. It's a full night of entertainment. Mm-hmm. The people who come aren't coming to see a show per se. They're coming to the grand opening of this nightclub.
Exactly.
And when we do the wedding show, they're coming to a wedding. They're guests at a wedding. They're not coming to see a show.
Yeah.
And they're treated as guests at a wedding. Mm-hmm. And I owe a lot to WoodWinds because my daughter was married there with 270 people as guests.
Yeah.
I think I'm still paying for that. But
and the thing is, our DJ business was the first DJ business to play at WoodWinds. Either the first or second one. They opened up 100 years ago.
Nice.
And I love the place. I mean, they really know how to do things right there. And I'm so glad it's going to be at WoodWinds that night.
I am too, because I live a minute and 37 seconds away.
Oh, you live wow.
Yeah.
Because I know that our podcast goes global, so some people want to come in, from Bolivia or Ecuador or Spain. They're going to have to get their, travel.
What's so great about, the theater in general is that when I think of that room filled with people, because I'm usually standing somewhere in the background kind of overseeing it, that people are from every belief, whether it's religious or political, whatever, but they're all having a great time and they're laughing. And a lot of times different people sit at a table, they don't know each other and they get to know each other. So, it's a beautiful thing that takes place.
And we love to go table to table and converse with people and get them involved with the show.
Yeah.
It's an icebreaker too, because so many people go there a little bit uptight first. If they don't know people at that table, and then you go out to the table, people start talking. They find something, a point of interest, and bam, off to the races.
And one of the great things is that each of our actors, they come with a background story. Everyone has some kind of relationship with Franco, whether you love him or hate him. Especially with the show that we're doing, I Haven't Got a Clue. It's another murder mystery show. So with that being said, you never know. It's a Halloween whodunit. So who did it? You have so many people who are here that all have a relationship with Franco. Why would they want Franco dead? So, when we do the immerse and like being immersed in it or that portion of it, people are like, we're in character from, I would say probably if the show starts at 6, we're in character starting at, 2 in the afternoon, because we're going through our run throughs, we're preparing, we're making sure that we're sharp, because you guys deserve a show in which, we're not going to give you half of it. We're going to give you our all every time.
I love the way you say that, because people are working hard.
Yes.
Your money is too much month at the end of the money.
Yeah.
And somebody takes nowadays, right? And they go out there and they're going to get a show.
Yes,
and
that's
being
true.
in their entertainment business, we leave our own feelings aside if we're having a really bad day.
Exactly.
Because people are going to entertainers for escapism.
Yeah.
And you keep that in mind. And I love what you said right there.
you.
It's all about the people in the seats.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Janice has gotten some really incredible letters from people who have come to our shows.
Yes.
And have thanked us for actually resurrecting them back to the world of happiness. Let's say that.
Resurrecting.
Yeah. I remember we had a show to where Uncle Franco and Mo the Muscle danced with this lady at the it was a senior living facility that we had did a show at, and she came up to us after the show was over and she said this was the first time that I danced since my husband passed away.
Yeah. She actually started crying when we were dancing.
Yeah.
She said this is the first time she danced with anyone since her husband passed away.
Yeah.
First time she ever danced with anyone other than
Other than her husband.
Other than her husband.
Yeah.
Probably saying to yourself, this is why we do what we
That's
do.
it.
Exactly.
You're creating memories.
Exactly.
Yes. And not all there's such a big genre of actors around. And if someone's at like a Harrison Ford level, he can't reach the people like you're reaching them now.
Yeah.
So it's all meant to be, but when you talked about, I haven't got a clue, does that mean one of us could be the killer?
Dun, dun,
Or
dun.
is
anybody at any time.
You never know.
Or my wife might say after she's watching this, haven't got a clue. She goes, "That's your theme."
Well, it's definitely
It's
Mo the
coming,
Muscle's
guys. It's
thing.
coming.
Yes.
John, the show was written for you.
It's written for me.
It's written for all of us.
But do you decide who, you as the director,
Uh-huh.
are you deciding who the murderer is going to be at each one that you do?
So as one of the directors, what we do is to be continued.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
So you have to come, you have to see
that's
the
a
show.
tease. That's
And
what we
then,
call a
Okay.
tease.
Yeah, and you have to pay attention because there's going to be times where you could take pictures and text it to a phone number about who you think the murderer is, and we're just going to be putting clues together. So it's going to be an amazing time.
What's that cable TV series about the murderers with Steve Martin?
A Murder in the Building.
Yeah, I
Murders
love
in the
that
Building.
series.
Yeah. I love true crime. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I do hear that a lot of women love it for some reason. 48 Hours, and, the 2020, all of that. I love to see the people in the interrogation room, especially when they're lying.
Yeah.
And I like to watch their body language and all of that. So
So that means you might be able to find out who the killer is.
maybe.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because you have to watch the body
Very good
language.
Deductive thinking.
You have to watch the conversations, their interactions.
Yeah, that's true. Because I find myself doing that a lot too. You watch people, their body language, and
Yeah.
eye contact, and especially if the entertainment business, you're keeping an eye on whether they're engaged or not. Sometimes.
Very true.
Yeah, but then when you get a real smart director and you watch like a movie about a whodunit,
Right.
and it's usually the person you least suspect, right?
It's all those little plot twists.
Yes.
Yes.
Very, very much so.
Right.
Yeah. So what are you watching on TV? Do you watch crime dramas? Do you like?
The most recent series I've been watching is Black
Black Rabbit.
Black Rabbit, and there's
Love
also
Black Rabbit.
Black.
Black Mask. Black Mirror.
It's
Black Mirror, is it?
Is that it?
I
Is that
can't.
the name of it?
It's gone. It's gone.
Yeah.
But
Do you know? But when you brought up Black
Ransom,
Rabbit,
I was Ransom
I've heard
also.
about that. I heard that's amazing.
no, and I think I shared with you that as I was watching it, because Jude Law plays someone so
What a great
different,
actor.
Yeah.
you know.
Black
and
Wolves. I've been watching Black Wolves.
I've heard about
Yeah.
that one too. But when I watch those actors, what's his name, Bateman, Jason Bateman,
Yeah, he's
Jude
becoming-
Law. Oh my God!
His
They're so much fun to watch.
He had this another movie to where he was trying to do a terrorist attack in the airport.
Yes,
And I don't remember
that
the
was
name of it.
nerve-wracking.
That's
Yes,
relatively
that was-
recent.
Relative, yeah, and
Yeah.
so I said, "This is Jason Bateman because he could do comedy, he could
do anything.
he could do anything." So
That's a true actor.
But going back to what we brought up, what you brought up, Don, is playing the bad guy. So what I could feel in watching that, when I say it's fun to watch, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes on that's not fun to watch, but their acting was superb. And I thought they must be having a blast, playing this, especially like Jason Bateman.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
figure him playing a
No,
bad
you don't.
guy ever.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Yeah.
But
I
he's,
tell you, my favorite series of all times that I watched is Deadwood.
oh,
Ian McShane, he was just fantastic.
Oh, yeah, he's a wonderful actor.
I watched the whole series twice. It was
really
good.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
You find certain ones. I mean, I'm always looking for something new all the time. I want
Yeah.
something new to get things going. But there's nothing like the classics when you go back.
The one I'm almost embarrassed to say how many times I watched the whole series, and it surprised me how much I loved it, was Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah,
that was amazing.
brilliant.
To me, it was even the camera angles.
Yeah.
The
Progressive at the time.
Yes. Yeah.
how.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
It shows his age a little now with the little flip phones and everything, but I would watch it again. But he's the actor. He's funny. Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
But boy, did he
He could do anything. He's done some great
embody
series.
that.
And I never
Yeah.
really heard
Yeah.
of him before Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
I know he's been around for a long
He was on a comedy series. That's
but now
Yeah.
The name of it, but I loved it.
now he seems like he's in something every year, and he's
Right.
terrific. And
Yeah.
every role he plays.
And you reach a certain age at that point where they become character actors, and they're having more fun now because the movie's success doesn't depend on their name anymore.
Yeah.
They just go out there and have a blast.
and when you see him on a talk show, he's the funniest
Yes,
guy.
He is hilarious.
You would never think that he was, what was the term? Heisman?
Eisenberg.
Heisenberg.
Yeah.
He said, or when he says to his wife who's afraid, that this or that, and he said, I am the person that comes to the house. I am the person people are afraid of.
Right.
Great, just
Yeah.
great lines. See, people remember the lines you say. But Don, you're also a creative director. A creative director?
Yes, I wrote a few small parts in the wedding show, in the murder mystery show.
Mystery. Yeah.
I'm pretty good at words.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're not very good for publication, but for the shows,
You're doing good so far here. No edit
the
yet.
shows they fit in pretty good. Every once in a while, Janice will say to me, "Come up with something for this scene," and I like doing that. I enjoy that.
So who comes up? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Joyce. Go ahead.
No, I was just wondering who comes up like with a new show, like
Janice.
do-
So Janice.
Janice
So yeah.
does.
So Janice is the
tremendously
mastermind
talented.
between
Yeah,
everything.
she is.
Yeah, so she writes all of the scripts, and what'll happen is behind the scenes, Janice will send it out to her, for lack of a better word, executive team, and we'll review the scripts. And if there's anything that we have updates or things that we suggest, creative edits, we'll give it to her, and she'll add it to the script. And
She's always open for suggestions.
always open.
Yeah.
And then she also wants to, while we have the script, she also wants our creatives. We have actors, but then we also have creatives. And we want people to be as creative as possible. So when you become a creative and you're embodying this character, you have to be able to creatively speak about how a character would deliver the lines. That's why there's no such thing as a small role or a throwaway line.
So there's certain artistic license here to a point, too. They let you kind of take that? Because, I've done a lot of theater myself in the past, and Joyce, you may have done the same thing. And the directors say, when you know the end from the beginning, you know how to get there, and there's different ways to get there.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on the director. but I worked with some really, really good directors in the past. They said, you know the lines, and if you need to take a different way of getting there, as long as the other person knows, that's the key. That trust in each other.
Yeah.
So I learned under Reno Venturi. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of Reno Venturi, but he's one of my mentors. And I took classes at the Actors Gym. And one thing that I really value about him and about his creative way of teaching is he talks about the emotional journey that we go through as actors. So even in this, the play of I Haven't Got a Clue, each character is going through an emotional journey. Now, while this is a farce or this kind of a comedic kind of style of theater, but each character has an emotional journey, and depending on the emotion that the lines that are resonating with you, that's how you deliver it. So in rehearsal yesterday, we were talking about different aspects of the show. Some aspects are comedic, some aspects are scary. It is a Halloween show, so it's all about what is your character feeling at that time, and if you're feeling this level of feeling or this level of emotion, how do you deliver the line to make it true and authentic to your character? And that's what resonates with our audience.
See, you're really out of character because you sound very intelligent. I'm supposed to be mold and muscle.
Zing.
Oh, so what I meant was,
right.
Sometimes we just do it.
Put Uncle Franco in his place there.
Now, when you're doing live theater, too, anything can happen as well.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever seen anything where people have had a brain freeze? Or
I've done it many times.
Yeah.
I was doing a play called The Night of January 16th. It's a Ayn Rand play, and the whole play is a trial. And I was a defense attorney, and we went through 20 rehearsals and 7 performances, and we're doing the last performance. And, at the end of the trial, you deliver your final speech to the jury. And I'm walking back and forth doing my speech, and all of a sudden I got nothing.
Oh, no.
I got nothing. I could feel the blood rush into my head.
Yep.
And finally, the girl who was on trial, she yells out something that just brings it back.
Yeah.
There was 10 seconds there where I'm walking back and forth saying, now, how can I explain this to you? But I had nothing.
Yeah.
And you're saying, please, someone tell me how I can explain this to you.
It always works out.
Always works out.
Yeah.
You get that little tap,
I was doing a play. I sometimes you jump a line, you jump a couple of lines. I jumped 3 pages. At the end, I said to the director, I thought it was moving kind of slow. Right. Speed it up a little bit.
What about you, Chris? Has that happened to you? Or something similar?
You know what? So I'm one of those weird people that I transitioned to acting after doing sports. So I played basketball, football, soccer, track and field. Yeah. So the biggest rush that I get now in my adult life is from theater or from acting. So for me, I love it so much that I embrace the opportunity to do it. So I just let it flow naturally. And then if there is a time to where, maybe there is a curveball that's thrown at me, I really utilize improv to make sure that I may go around, but I always get back to where I need to be.
Right.
So while that hasn't happened to me yet, knock on wood, if it does, I think that's just another opportunity to lean on the improv skills.
Yes,
another opportunity to grow.
yes.
Exactly.
I love that. You're looking at obstacles are opportunities.
Yes.
But John, I would think those improv skills, after so many years of doing it, that you would be comfortable. Like, if you mess up, I know where to go. I'll just say whatever.
You can bring it back. You can always bring it back.
Yeah.
Like to say, as long as you know the end. Yeah. The end is you have all different ways to get there.
And I love the improv at the tables with the people.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
When I was the Irish priest,
yes.
I'd find the most timid-looking person at the table and say, "Oh, Father wants to hear this one's confession. She looks like she's got a bit of the devil in her." But always pick the most timid-looking person.
Sure. Yep. And that gets the best response from the audience too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I'm playing the priest, when I was playing the priest, every show somebody would say, "Father, would you hear my confession?"
Yep.
And I'd say, "Oh, be Jesus, we only got an hour and a half. I don't think we get all in."
Well, I'll tell you, wherever you're a priest, I'm going to services. Or can you imagine, Follow Don there.
So that is all improv when you're walking around to the tables.
Well, not necessarily 100% improv. Okay. So what we do is we have a backstory, and how we communicate that backstory is through our improv.
Yes.
So that's where I would say the improv comes in at.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great.
So you're directing, but you're acting in this one also?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I always admire that, when you say directed by and the person starring, they're in there too, because it's a lot more work. I mean, how do you direct yourself sometimes?
I think that it's just being honest with myself and being open, and the great thing is that we always have Janice at all of our rehearsals.
Right.
Janice is always, providing her input, providing her redirection, even for someone like me. Yeah, I may be one of the directors, but she's also like, I work with her so close, so hand to hand that, I'll try certain things to see how it fits, so I'm not afraid to give her something that she says, Chris, this doesn't work, so let's try another avenue. And I'm like, okay, Janice. And that just gives me my creative juices flowing, because if I do a scene one way and she's like, it doesn't work, then you know what? Maybe I could do it this way, or maybe I could just add this to it to make it work. Or if I'm really strong in it, it's like, if it didn't work, how can I make it work?
I go to Uncle Franco and asking him.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, Uncle Franco, what do you think?
But it really is about humility, isn't it? We really have to have humility.
So
I think humility is an overrated virtue.
So I said this about humility. Being an actor is one of the most humbling things that you could be in this world. And the reason being is you are time and time again sharing your gift with people who may connect with it or they may not.
Right.
And if people don't, we've all seen movies that we say, oh, the acting in here is horrible. But if we allow that to really determine if we continue to pursue this course of acting, then a lot of us probably wouldn't be actors.
It takes a lot of courage, to be a comedian. I see comedians up there. How many times did they have to fail?
Yes.
How many times did they go out there and nobody laughs, right?
Yeah.
And that takes a lot of guts to go back out there and do it again.
Exactly.
Because you're out there basically pouring your heart out, and you're out there by yourself on a stage. It's almost like being, naked in a sense. I mean,
Yeah.
I can do this every day of the week. I could never do stand-up.
No?
Never.
No.
No.
I mean, because it's different. It's one thing for me to say something that you guys don't expect and laugh at it, but it's something totally different to say, okay, make me laugh.
Big difference, too.
Who did I just see on TV? Tim, the comedian.
Tim Allen?
Tim Allen. Tim Allen said the first time he was on Johnny Carson's show, he bombed so bad that even Johnny told him he did.
Right.
And but he was already acting, and he wanted to do his stand-up. He said, this is what I do.
Yeah.
But when he walked out to that stage with that many people looking at him, and it was a whole different ambiance going to an NBC production, he froze.
Sure.
He
I mean, you see the cameras looking at you, and you think, it's Johnny Carson.
Yeah. But the big thing is he brought him back to do it again.
Yeah.
And I guess what is that saying? When you fall off the horse, get back on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And some people don't, and they may have regrets that they didn't do it.
Yeah, my dad was really good about that. If I fell off, he made me get right back up again. He was tough military guy. So he got right back up again.
Yeah.
My father was tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My father was an iron worker.
Oh, okay.
And I used to work with him in the summers while I was going to school. And one day I got knocked out on the job, and he came over. I was laying on the ground, and he says, "Get up, you can't sleep here." Did you get hurt? Are you all right?
Oh, man, but this is going to be a great show. So, Joyce, you want to kind of close this out? It's coming up on Halloween night. We might do a Valentine's show. Who knows?
Never know.
Halloween night, if you go to thewoodwinds.com, you can get your tickets. So read all about it, because the food list is
incredible.
impressive.
Amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible.
And it has Silvio's famous sauce there at WoodWinds, too. You got to pick up some of that, right?
It's on a lot of the dishes that they make.
That's good.
But, I mean, there's 15 signature hot pass hors d'oeuvres. There's a first course, second course on it.
Yeah, it's incredible.
You eat a lot at WoodWinds, but
Yeah.
this is the first time they're doing this particular show.
Yeah.
They've had Aspen Dreams come on a few times because we love them. The acting is superb.
Thank you. And we love you.
Aw.
Oh, we love you, Chris.
Yeah,
we love you there, Uncle Don. But it's so good to see you guys. But we'll see you on Halloween night. And tickets are still available for this?
Yes, yes.
great.
We just started telling people
At least
about it.
at least the time of broadcast.
As we
anyway.
say, get your tickets, beat the mob.
Yeah.
John Cadillac Seville from iHeartRadio. Joyce Logan, my friend and colleague here. Thank you so much for having us on and watching us. Please tell a friend about us. If they're looking for something good, a safe place to land. No negativity, no politics. What's Good with John and Joyce, available on all streaming platforms. So we thank you so much. Until next time, bless you and your family.
Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.